Okay, the next person up is Janet Federico. And Janet is a licensed artist, award-winning author, trauma educator, and speaker from Washington, D.C., now based in the Midwest. Her art has been exhibited at the Wichita Art Museum, the Wilson K. Cadman Art Gallery, City Arts, and Interurban Art House. And that's just naming a few. Janet's writing has been featured in Elephant Journal. Who knew elephants had a journal of their own? Writer's Digest, and The Mighty. In 2020, Janet launched Owl Medicine Designs to provide art products and greeting cards for life's unspeakable situations. Janet holds a Master of Fine Arts in Fiction, a Master of Business Administration, and she is a Diamonds graduate of the Gemological Institute of America. Welcome.
Hi, everyone. Thank you for coming out tonight. My name is Janet Federico. I am an artist, a writer, and a trauma educator. Tonight, I am here to talk to you about fear, aging, and doubt. In 2008, a coworker gave me the book, The Gift of Fear by Gavin de Becker. And reading this book didn't just change my life, it saved it. And I say that both literally and emotionally. Reading this book opened my eyes to a few things. It allowed me to see that the man I was in a relationship with was moving from abusive to homicidal. It also allowed me to understand that I had been looking at fear all wrong. By the end of the book, I was convinced that fear was my friend. We are taught that fear is something to be fought, that it's false evidence appearing real. But what I learned reading that book is that just like the title says, fear is a gift. It's a gift from our Creator that allows us to know when our life is in danger, and it tells us when things are not right, and we should always listen to fear. The real enemy I would come to understand reading that book is doubt. It was doubt that I needed to overcome. Doubt causes hesitation. Doubt makes us question what we know to be true. Doubt undermines belief. And doubt causes us to stop when we should go. There is a famous passage from the book Dune by Frank Herbert. It's the Litany of Fear. It says, "I must not fear. Fear is the mind killer. Fear is the little death that brings total obliteration. I will face my fear." But I submit to you, however, that doubt is the true mind killer. Or to restate the Litany of Fear, it should say, "I must not doubt. Doubt is the mind killer. Doubt is the little death that brings total obliteration. I will face my doubt." But what does this have to do with aging? So about a year after escaping the relationship, I learned that I had irreparable damage that I was not going to be able to heal. I was diagnosed with an autoimmune disorder whose cause traces directly back to the 22 years of brutality. I had become partially blind in my left eye, and I was in constant and unrelenting pain. I was only 43 at the time. And all of this was in addition to the epilepsy and CPTSD that I had lived with my entire life. I wasn't getting any younger, and now I was looking at my worst nightmare. From childhood, I had always been terrified of growing old. My mother and grandmother both wore dentures, so I thought everybody lost their teeth as they got older. I saw elderly members of my family who were bent and riddled with health, and they were incapable of living alone, and I wanted nothing to do with it. So when my doctors told me that the damage done to me was irreversible, I was overwhelmed. I just honestly was practically catatonic for a little while. Because I just couldn't imagine growing old with all of this baggage. And so after wallowing for a day or two, and now what I know is grief, I remembered the book, The Gift of Fear, and what it had taught me. And I was able to come to realize that it was doubt that I was feeling, not fear. So fear is designed to create 4 reactions in our body: fight, flight, freeze, and fawn. And when we use the language of fear incorrectly, like I was, we paralyze ourselves. By replacing fear language with accurate words like doubt, worry, concern, etc., we empower ourselves to overcome our doubt. I wasn't terrified or afraid or insert whatever fear language we want to use. I was doubting that I'd be able to remain vital, doubting that I'd be able to remain independent. And unlike fear, which should be embraced, doubt requires an action plan. So I began to research how to manage my illness. I changed the way I ate. I incorporated exercise and healthy habits into my life, and I became my own champion for remaining vital, and it's been working. I'm 50 this year, and I've never felt better. Recently, however, I did learn that I'm going to lose the rest of the vision in my left eye. But this time, fear didn't overtake me because I knew that what I was feeling was not fear, it was doubt. And all doubt needs is an action plan. Thank you. And I do want to take a moment. So I did illustrate my talk, and the book Heart Speak by Cheryl Niesel is an illustrated book, and it inspired my talk, and I did send it to her because I didn't want to give this talk without her knowing, and she blessed it. But thank you very much.